Good afternoon to all. In today's session, we will see the n-wide superscalar architecture. In n-wide architecture, we are going to see single core architecture and multi-core architecture. And then at the end of the unit, we will see the compare between the SIMD and MIMD. As per the syllabus, all the topics are covered. Okay, in today's session we will conduct n-wide superscalar architecture and multi-core architecture. The superscalar architecture we have already seen. That is a superscalar execution. In superscalar architecture, superscalar execution is done. You can see this slide. I have already completed pipelining and superscalar execution. In pipelining, there is only single pipelining, and in interleave manner it execute the instruction. I'll give you example. Add n1 comma n2. So here you can see before executing the add instruction, processor has to fetch value of n1 and n2. Without value of n1 and n2, addition is not performed. So this is a simple pipelining. And yesterday we have seen superscalar pipelining and pipelining. So in pipelining, it perform overlapping operation between the instruction, and there can be a dependency. Now here we can see add instruction. To execute add instruction, value is depend on the n1 variable and n2 variable. In superscalar pipelining, all the instructions are simultaneously executed in out of order manner. But in pipelining, it executes the instruction in sequential manner. So this is superscalar execution. But today we will see this is a superscalar execution. Yesterday we have seen this diagram also. Superscalar organization. Okay. Today I will explain you 5-stage pipelining, and in earlier session I have already explained the architecture of 8086. In that it fetch the memory, okay, then pass the memory to the queue, then queue store all the memory in the buffered memory or pipeline, and then it pass the instruction, or it pipelining dispatch the instruction to the control unit. Control unit decode the instruction into the opcode and operand. Then operand can be register or immediate value. If instruction hold immediate value, then it directly executed by the ALU. But suppose instruction consists register, any register, general purpose or special purpose register, then before executing the instruction by the ALU demand the actual value from the register, general purpose register. So it actual value are stored in the general purpose register or special purpose register. So it send the actual value to the ALU, then ALU perform the actual operation, and it's after performing operation by the ALU, it store the result into the memory, as well as it return write back the result to the register. Here you can see ALU also write back the result into the general purpose register, because in microprocessor we have studied, if suppose you want to perform move AX, BX, तुम्हाला कधी AX, BX अशी instruction perform करायची असेल move, then we know the syntax of the assembly language, opcode, destination and source, है ना? Then move AX, BX, it perform the, or add AX, BX. So it perform the addition between the value of the AX register and value of the BX register, but finally store the result in the AX register. तुम्हाला आठवत असेल हे मायक्रो प्रोसेसर मध्ये शिकले असाल तुम्ही. इट मीन्स आफ्टर performing addition by the ALU, again the result stored in the AX register. It that's why ALU write back the result into the general purpose register. I am explaining you this diagram again because we are going to see the 5-stage pipelining, and in 5-stage pipelining same procedure is considered. आवाज येतोय माझा?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We have completed scalability. Now in white superscalar architecture. Okay, we have seen the definition. What does it mean? Why superscalar is important? Because concurrently and it executes independently with the separate pipeline. In simple pipeline, there is a single pipeline here. In superscalar, there can be multiple pipeline. 2-stage, 4-stage, 5-stage pipelining. Okay, this is superscalar organization. Yes, yesterday we have completed this diagram. Now, a 5-stage pipelining means 5-stage pipelining. Here you can see in 5-stage pipeline in superscalar architecture. Okay, so here you can see, consider the microprocessor 8086, but here in that there is not 8086 processor, there can be a multi-core processor, dual core i3 i5. So in superscalar, PC means program counter. As you may know the definition of the program counter in the microprocessor, program counter keeps the track of the program execution. काय करतो PC keeps the program counter keeps the track of the instruction execution. Instruction कसे एक्झिक्यूट झाले पाहिजे ते कोणाकडे असतं? PC means index value from 0 to n address instruction will be executed. So PC keeps the track of the instruction execution. Now here you can say instruction fetch. Okay, so first part, that is the instruction fetch. It fetched this part fetch the instruction from the memory. Okay, and all the instructions are held by the program counter, but program counter keeps the track or sequence of the instruction. So it passes the instruction to the instruction memory. After fetching the instruction, this fetch pass the instruction to the register file. Okay, so in pipeline there can be two register file, integer register file and floating register file, as we have seen in the superscalar execution. So in register file, it stores actual value of the instruction. If suppose there are register R1 R2 or R1 R2 R3 R4 R5, there are 7 registers available in the superscalar architecture processor. So this page decode the instruction. Decode the instruction means instruction contains the opcode and operand. Opcode means actual operation performed on the instruction, and operand can be source of destination. That can be a register of immediate value. So that's why instruction, when it fetch the instruction passed to the register file. Why? To fetch actual value of the register. जसं की मी आता तुम्हाला मागच्या डायग्राम मध्ये दाखवलं बघा, पाइपलाइनिंग मधून काय instruction, control unit decode the instruction, but after decoding the instruction before execution of the ALU, it fetch the value from the register. So that's why instruction is decoded and it fetch the value from the register, and then it pass the actual value of instruction to the ALU. Add, suppose instruction pass add A comma B. Okay, A and B are the A and B can be the register, but after decoding the instruction, it pass the actual instruction to the ALU with its value. Now it will pass add 10 comma 20. So ALU will perform the addition between value 10 and 20. Then after performing addition, it will pass the value to the main memory, means in our system. Here we can store the result, or it will display the value on the monitor. So data memory, after getting the result, superscalar processor will write back the result to the register file. Now here you can see fifth first 5-stage pipeline. First operation, instruction fetch. Second operation, second stage, instruction decode. Third stage, execute. Fourth stage, memory. And fifth stage is the write back. Write back means just I give you example, add n1, add ax comma bx. So it performs the addition between ax and bx, and it result stored in the ax register. Means it is just stored in the register. So that's why in fifth stage, it write back the result again to the register. Why? Because if suppose there can be dependency, if that particular value is required to execute the further instruction, then the value then the computed value or calculated value will be stored in the register. So when next instruction is fetched by the instruction fetch stage, at that time it can refer the calculated or computed value to execute the further instruction. So this is a simple explanation for the 5-stage pipeline. Here I instruction fetch, okay, ID instruction decode, ALU, and register file. Register file contains the general purpose and special purpose register. ALU, you know, execution part, it contains the ALU arithmetic and logical operation or to compute the physical address of the instruction. Memory access or branch completion. WB means write back the result to the general purpose register for the further execution. So this is a 5-stage pipelining. I have already mentioned the theory on my PPT. If you require theory, then I have already mentioned. Okay, but I have explained all the 5 stages: instruction fetch, instruction decode, instruction execute, memory access, and write back result to the general purpose register. Am I audible? आवाज येतोय?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Next topic, that is the multi-core processor. In multi-core processor, we will see two topics: single core processor and multi-core processor. So first one is what is a processor? We already know the processor or microprocessor. We have studied microprocessor in Dell, as well as we have studied microprocessor in computer organization subject. So basic definition of the microprocessor is that microprocessor is a semiconductor chip which consists of ALU, memory, RAM, okay, and other hardware devices. This is the basic definition. But here some different definition. A processor is the logic circuitry that respond to and process the basic instruction that drive a computer. Okay. One more definition for processor. Processor is the logic circuitry, means same hardware devices. Logic circuitry means ALU, control unit, RAM, hard disk. Okay. It contains, so you can note down the definition. Processor is the logic circuitry that respond to and process the basic instruction that drive a computer. Okay. So this is the definition of the processor. Means processor म्हणजे काय, त्याच्यामध्ये लॉजिक सर्किटरी आहे, हार्डवेअर पार्ट आहे. that hardware part is used to respond or process the basic instruction to run the computer, to drive the computer. Okay, that is called as the processor. The term processor has generally replaced the term with central processing unit. Okay, mostly we have mostly heard that central processing unit CPU is the main part of the computer system, but in the engineering you have understood that CPU means processor, but for non-technical person, CPU is the processor. CPU is the main part of the computer. But as a computer engineer, we know processor is the main part of the computer system. So now in nowadays CPU is replaced as a processor. Okay, both are same things. The processor in a personal computer or embedded in small devices is often called as a microprocessor. अजून microprocessor ला काय म्हणतात? Processor is placed or mounted in the motherboard or processor mounted in the embedded small devices. Embedded small devices means mobile phone or ARM processor or your any electronic gadget, embedded device, रास्पबेरी पाय. ओके, ते जे डिव्हाइस आहे त्याच्यामध्ये पण प्रोसेसर असतात, त्यालाच काय म्हणतात, मायक्रो प्रोसेसर. ओके, 3-4 डेफिनेशन सांगितलं मी तुम्हाला. Processor is the logic circuitry that respond to or process the basic instruction that run the computer. The term processor has generally replaced with CPU. The processor in a personal computer or embedded in small devices is called as a microprocessor. Now, what is a core? Nowadays we say dual core, processor or multi-core processor. So first, before studying the multi-core architecture, we should know about the processor and what is the core. Okay, so core is the one of the part of the CPU. Okay, so here you can read core is the part of something that is central to existence or character. That is central to is its existence. So similarly in the computer system, CPU is referred as core. CPU is referred as the core. One CPU can be referred as the one core because right now multi-core processors are available in the market, or we are using this computer system or laptop i3, i5, i7 processor, which there are multi-core processors in the computer system. So CPU is also referred as a core. So there are two types of core. You can note down the point. What is a processor? What is a microprocessor? What is the core? What are the types of core processor? There are two types: single core and multi-core processor. These are the example i3, i5, i7 of the processor. But these are the multi-core processor i3, i4. Single core processor is the Pentium. Okay. So what is the single core processor? I tell you simple definition. Single core processor, a processor which consists single core. A processor which consists single core is called as a single core processor. You can make a simple definition. A processor which consists single core is called as a single core processor. Okay, multi-core. A processor which consists more than one core, which called as a multi-core processor. Okay, so I read definition for single core. It is a processor that has only one core, so it can only start one operation at a time, and it can however in the some situation start a new operation before previous one is complete. 8086 architecture. आता मी तुम्हाला एक डायग्राम दाखवला होता 8086 मायक्रोप्रोसेसर, त्याच्यामध्ये सेम हीच कन्सेप्ट यूज होते ना. वन instruction execute, after executing it fetch the next instruction. So why this is because of the single core processor. ह्याच्यामध्ये काय at a time एक instruction execute होते. Originally all the processors were single core. Example are these are the some processors which are single core processor. Intel Pentium 4, okay, AMD Athlon 64. These are the version, but just keep in your mind example for single core processor that Intel Pentium 4. Okay, these are the single core processor. Now on my blog, notes are already available. In that note, single core CPU. This diagram is mentioned for the single core processor or single core CPU. So in that you can see this is our basic computer system Pentium. In that there is the PIU bus interface unit. It is connected with the register file of ALU. So this is a one core. We can say this is a one core, single core. So this system is called as a single core architecture. So now you can understand if multi-core architecture, then if this is a single core, then in multi-core it consists of multiple single core. मल्टी कोर आर्किटेक्चर मध्ये काय असेल, हा जो एक डायग्राम आहे अशा त्याच्यामध्ये मल्टिपल कोर असेल आणि त्यालाच काय म्हणतात मल्टी कोर आर्किटेक्चर. वी आर स्टडीइंग द पॅरलल कॉम्प्युटिंग. सो इन पॅरलल कॉम्प्युटिंग वी नीड ऑफ मल्टी कोर आर्किटेक्चर. विथ द हेल्प ऑफ सिंगल कोर आर्किटेक्चर वी कॅनॉट परफॉर्म द parallel computing. So that's why we are studying the multi-core architecture. Single core is not used for the parallel computing. Now multi-core architecture. Multi-core processor is one which combines two or more independent processors. Two or more independent processors. Means there is no any dependency, as we have seen superscalar architecture. In superscalar execution, it execute the multiple instructions simultaneously independently. But in normal pipelining or in single core processor, it execute the multiple instructions simultaneously, but there can be a dependency between the instructions. So that's why it might take more time to execute the particular application. Multi-core, you can note down definition. Multi-core processor is one which combines two or more independent processors into single package, often single integrated circuit. Example for multi-core processor is Intel Core i7, Intel Core 4 Duo, Intel Core i5, i3. These are the example for multi-core processor. Okay, here you can see in single core processor only there is a one core, so only single instruction can be executed at a time. Yeah, there can be pipeline, multiple instruction can be stored in the pipeline, but at a time only single instruction can be executed. But in dual core there can be multiple pipelining. So that's why in the dual core, two instructions can be executed at a time. And Intel Core i7, Core 2 Duo, i3, i5 are the example for the multi-core processor. Now you can see the block diagram for multi-core architecture. Now here you can see there is the multiple single core architecture. In this diagram you can see this is a single core architecture. Okay, in this you can see there are multiple single core available. So that's why it is called as a multi-core architecture. And this is the basic things in single core architecture. Single instruction can be executed. In multi-core architecture, multiple instruction can be executed. Single core have less cost due to the less hardware, but in multi-core hardware cost will be more. Okay, so multi-core will be efficient, single core will be less efficient, and to perform the parallel computing we need of multi-core architecture. single core architecture are not responsible to perform the parallel computing. So you can write theory. I will just tell you concept of the single core and multi-core. So here you can understand there are multiple core in the single processor. That is called as a multi-core architecture. But all the core are independent. All the core are independent. They can execute the instruction independently. Applications of the multi-core architecture: 3D gaming, database server, multimedia application, video editing, powerful graphics solution, okay, for encoding the audio or video, or to encoding the internet network connection, or computer aided design, okay, to perform the CAD operation, or, or to design graphics using the CAD, we need of multi-core architecture. Example of multi-core architecture: dual core processor, quad core means dual core means it contains two core. Quad core it contains four core. Hexa core processor it contains six core. Octa core processor it contains eight core. AMD is the name of the company. Okay, it's the American company. It has a long form, Advanced Micro Devices. Advanced Micro Devices. Okay, there are uh, many AMD processors available in the market, but we refer the Intel processor due to the less power consumption. And AMD processor is basically used for the multi-core processor or high performing devices. Octa-core contains the 8 core. हे लक्षात ठेवा, dual core, quad core, hexa core, octa core. There can be 2 core, 4 core. जे सर्वर असतात ना, सर्वर पीसी, for server PC we use the octa core processor. 8 core processor can be used for the server computer. Last topic of the unit number 1, SIMD and MIMD. We have already studied SIMD and MIMD, so you can prepare the comparison between the SIMD and MIMD. SIMD stands for single instruction multiple data, MIMD multiple instruction multiple data. SIMD having low cost, MIMD having more cost as compared to the SIMD. In SIMD, you can also mention the architecture of SIMD and architecture of MIMD. You may know in SIMD there is no separate control unit. In SIMD there is no separate control unit. There is a single control unit for all processing elements. But in MIMD there can be separate control unit for all processing elements. तुम्ही डायग्राम बघितला तर लक्षात येईल. So that's why only one program copy is required to store. Why? Because only single control unit. But here multiple control unit. Multiple control unit for each processing element. So that's why number of program copy depend on the number of processing element. Control unit consists only one decoder because there is only one control unit. But here control unit is available in every processing element. Provides scalability in terms of size and performance. SIMD provides scalability in terms of size and performance. But in MIMD it is complex in size. Why? Because there are separate hardware circuitry, like separate control unit for each processing element. So that's why it is complex in size. But it provides good performance because each processing element having a separate control unit. So that's why it will give good performance as compared to the SIMD. Synchronization is required implicitly at program level. Synchronization is required implicitly at program level. Why? Because there is only single control unit. So if single control unit, then only that particular control unit can decide which operation is to be performed, or which service is to be which service is to be dispatched to the particular requested processor. So that's why in SIMD implicit synchronization is required. But in MIMD there are separate control units. So that's why in that handling of synchronization require explicit data structure and operations. You can create your own different point for SIND and MIND difference. Okay, this question can be asked for 6 marks. Difference between the SIND or MIND. Okay, as per the syllabus, we have covered all the topics